Hi everyone.
Yeah, morning.
Am I on the screen?
Yeah, we're live. You're not on camera yet.
Oh, okay.
Just audio for now.
Hi everyone. Welcome again to another cooking session. Today we are making curry and we're making oatmeal cookies.
Yum.
So we've got a dessert as well for you today, and then afterwards, Hatham or Dan will deliver.
Yeah, the Meals on Wheels service will be back in action.
We know who they're going to today.
We're also quickly joined by Andy today as well. I'm just going to do a little bit of an introduction. We've got a few things we have to go through first of all. So Andy, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, good morning everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. We've just done some easy reads.
Andy, you might have to mute the stream on your end, mate.
Yep. So we've got on the screen, you should see some easy reads. Good morning everyone. I hope you can
Andy,
hear me okay.
Yeah. Can you mute that video on your end? So you know the stream that you're watching, if you mute that, because the audio is playing back through.
Say that again?
So if you mute that YouTube video that you're watching now and just listen to our audio, because it's going to play through the stream and it's going to play twice. So you're going to hear everything that I say twice.
Yeah.
Can you mute that video on your end?
How do I do that?
So just go to the YouTube video and go to where the volume control is and just press the mute button, so press on the speaker and that'll mute it. That you're watching now, listen to our audio because it's going to play through the stream twice. You're going to hear everything that I say.
Oh god.
Can you mute that video on your end? How do I do that? Are we having a bit of trouble?
Right, is that better? Hurrah!
You got it. Okay, right. Take two.
Right, okay. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to start again. So I hope you can hear me all right. Just on the screen at the moment, you've got some easy read information about some guidelines for today's cookery session, which we need to run through with people. And just going to read a couple of questions. We've got 3 questions to read out. If you agree with what we're kind of asking, if you could put a thumbs up in the chat or just type yes, that would be wonderful. So there's some rules about the funding to run these training courses. So we just need to check that you understand some important areas. Okay. Thank you for the text message there, Matthew. I really appreciate that. Basically, we've got 3 simple questions. So your support staff or family member have completed an enrolment form, which includes personal information that includes your address and whether you received any benefits. Did you move on?
Yeah, next screen. Sorry, it'll take give it a couple of seconds to come through on your end.
I love what Matthew's just put in the chat there. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like we've got some supportive messages for you already, Andy. So we're off to a flyer, basically. It's always good.
Getting great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so agreeing to do the course, just going to read these out. I'm happy to take part in this course and all the information that I've given is correct. So if you could just put thumbs up in the chat or just type yes, that would be fab.
Yeah. And we've got our eagle-eyed helper, Dan McAvelli or whatever, I believe, on the chat at the moment. Scouring through to see if you've agreed and put the thumbs up in.
Andy, you're a marvel.
Yeah.
Sam's put a thumb up.
Yep.
Dan's just agreeing that you are a marvel with all technology as well.
Matthew, yes.
Gary,
yes.
Agenda. So I'm going to read the second part.
Yeah.
And this sounds a bit heavy, and it's not meant to. I understand if I've given any false information. Basically, with the Sunderland City Council may have to ask money back, but that's going to be covered by Media Savvy, fortunately. So again,
nice.
If you could,
yeah, next slide.
If you could put a thumbs up in the chat, that'd be great, or just say yes.
Yeah, so that one's the one just to reiterate that's relating to the and understand that giving false information, so the City Council may need to ask for the money back. Media Savvy will pay if this happens. Yeah, thumbs up with that one, please.
Yep. Samantha, me and you are going to have words. I've just read, Andy is the Norman wisdom of technology.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Right,
I really don't know, and I don't know if I want to.
Great, Gary. Matthew.
Yeah. On.
Andy is the Norman wisdom of technology.
Whatever that. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Norman wisdom is an older man.
Okay. An older gentleman. I see.
Okay, so moving on to the next slide.
Yeah, I'm on to the next slide. Yeah. Can you see that one, mate?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I have the right to feel safe when I learn. Other people should not hurt or abuse me. So that's just about, everyone that takes part in the training understands that, they shouldn't be subject to any abuse or any bullying. So hopefully that would never happen. But if it did, we would hope that you would speak to the team at Media Savvy, and any comments or information would be taken down from the chat. So it's just to make sure that we all learn and share together in a safe way. So I also understand that the information that I've given will be kept safely and will not be shared without my agreement. And that's about data protection and making sure that people understand that any information that's kept is safe and won't be shared with other people without that person's permission. So again, if you could put a thumbs up for those last two areas, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, just in the chat, please. That would be great. Dan's keeping an eye on that.
Right. Wait for Matthew and Gary.
Yeah, and Dan was just briefly mentioning, don't worry about Diego doing his huffing and puffing and growling and snarling in the background. He's just having a fun time.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point that Sam's just put in. Just the abuse that I'm getting on the feed counted bullying.
We'll review it. We'll take it under review and we'll let you know what we think.
Okay.
At this moment, no. Just quickly back to the agreeing of the consent and stuff. If people are watching this back as a YouTube video rather than a live stream, if they can add that in the comment section with a yes or a thumbs up to I consent to the various things, that would be great.
Fab. So I think we've covered all the areas there, unless.
Let me just double check. Yeah, so there was 3 sort of areas to go over, and that's all 3 of them at the minute. So I appreciate your help, Andy, and sorry if you feel like you got bullied this morning.
That's fine.
You can go back.
I'll cover that with,
try and
with
find out
Sam.
what Norman wisdom is, I think. Yeah, and then go from there.
Lovely. Take care, guys.
Cool. Thank you very much, mate. Okay, Andy is out of here, so if you've got anything else to say about him, Sam, now's the time because he can't respond. We will now switch to this scene, I think. Yeah, oh, there's my face. And then there's Mel's face.
Hello!
And
Good morning, everyone!
There's a lot of wires going on, I think. Can we see? Yeah, okay, cool. We're in. We're
Try and
live.
get a good angle here.
Yeah, I might unravel all the wires that are like sort of trailing around. There we go. Look, right, we've got something going on in there.
Yeah.
Some stuff going on.
So
over
I'll
here.
talk you through what I've done so far, or what I'm gonna do, right? So
I'm gonna rest that down for a second. I'm gonna drop it.
that's alright. So today I am going to be doing cookies and I'm going to be doing a curry, but what I need to do, because the cookie dough needs to go in the fridge for half an hour, I'm going to make the dough up first, alright? So I'm going to do that first of all, put it in the fridge to set, and then I'll start the curry, get that on the go, maybe get that boxed up, and then we'll go back to the cookies. So what I'll probably do is do the mix with you now. We'll probably take a little break while I have a bit of a turnaround.
There's my water bottle as well. Let's get that.
Yeah, and your water bottle and your cup of tea
Just a
Hampton,
massive
as
water bottle
well.
there as well, just so you know. So I'm so hydrated. And also that.
So in this pan here, what I've done, because we need to use peanut butter, and sometimes peanut butter is a bit of a nightmare to like blend into things. So what I've done, I've like heated it up just so it becomes like liquidy, and it goes much better when you're mixing things up. And if you ever get honey as well, what you might notice is it'll crystallise over time. So I always heat that up as well, especially when I'm going to mix it into like some kind of liquid mix, because I just think it all binds together a lot easier. So they're just both in there, and it's only on one. They've only been in about maybe 20 minutes, but it's enough time to, for the magic to happen, for it to melt.
Gently melted without burning
Gently
it.
melt, yeah, don't burn it, don't bubble it. It's just going to be so. What I'm going to do today as well, I'm not going to use any scales, because I think sometimes people get a bit hung up on measuring things exactly, and I think sometimes when you're cooking, just use your gut, and if you know what roughly goes in there and what the mix should look like, sometimes I just think following your gut works. So I'm hoping, you know, I've said that now, I'm hoping that I don't mess up today.
We've got a lot of stuff, a lot of things.
That's all the curry bits over there.
So not worried about that yet.
But if you think, well, actually, come over here, right? So all of this stuff here, right? So we've got 2 tins of tomatoes, 2 tins of beans, kidney beans, bag of rice. I mentioned these the other day when I was online, these little jars. I always have them in the cupboard, so there's these and there's chilli as well that you can get. There probably is other things in that range, but these ones, they do stay in your fridge and they stay well for like months, you know. So if you are going to start doing a little bit of cooking, these are just really, really handy to have in, because they don't really go off. So we've got those, we've got 2 onions, and we've got 3 bits of seasoning. Now all of these ingredients is going to feed about 10 to 12 people a day.
10.
So if you think that doesn't look a lot, but it's going to go like quite far, isn't it? So this is why we're calling it cooking on a budget, because like if you were doing this at home, obviously you might only do half of the amount, so you might lose a couple of tins, lose an onion, use half the rice, or not even half the rice. But what you might do is batch it up and freeze it. Right, these meals are pretty good to be frozen as well, if you just get some little Tupperware dishes. So anyway, that's going to feed all of you today for your main meal. But I'm going to start on the oatmeal cookies. Now what I need to do, because we are putting a little bit of butter in here and it's unsalted butter, I need to get that in the pan straight away and get it melted. Again, I'm not using any scales. What I am going to do, if you look at this here on the labels, it tells you roughly on a block of butter what 50 grams like is, and it says in the recipe to use I think it's 4 tablespoons, so I would say that's roughly about 50 grams. Alright, or maybe a little bit more, but you know what, use your gut, don't be frightened. If you put a little bit more in, it isn't going to ruin the recipe. So I would say maybe about there. See? Go with the flow, go with your gut. So pull that off. So I'm just going to stick that in the pan. Put it on a slow heat. You don't want to be burning it again. Oh, I've just turned off the other one. Put that back on. So just keep an eye on that. Once it starts to melt, I would turn it down and then just let the rest of it melt off. So just wrap that back up. I'm hoping it's a foolproof recipe, and I'm hoping eventually you'll just get used to cooking this way, because it is a fun way to cook. Just go with it. So in one bowl we'll put all the dry ingredients. So we'll put in flour, baking powder, cinnamon, alright, and we'll mix the oats in with that as well. So we've got like quite a dry mix which we'll mix together. And then the other bowl, this is where we'll put all the liquid items. So we'll put in the honey, the peanut butter, we'll add 1 egg. Have I missed anything? Oh yeah, there's a little bit of vanilla essence goes in there as well. And the secret ingredient for this is applesauce. Try and get the unsweetened version if you can. just it's healthier. And then when we mix all of that together, so we do combine the two, once we've mixed them up, we'll then add in chocolate chips, raisins and some nuts as well, just to give it that bit texture. So sounds like a lot of ingredients, but we don't really use a lot of anything, so it's quite cheap. Right, so we'll get the oats to start with. Right, so porridge oats, I always get the ones that are on the bottom shelf. They're always the cheapest ones, and I just think that they're probably the best ones for you. They haven't got no sugar in there, they're not flavoured, they're not branded. This here is cheap as chips. It doesn't really go off again. Porridge oats will last, and it's 100% oats as well. So there's no additives in there, there's nothing hidden. And it's, my recipe is, I think 1.5, I should have a look before I start pouring, 1 1/4 cups, alright? So I just get a normal cup. I would say that would be a cup, I wouldn't fill it right at the top, right? So I'll put that in there. And 1/4, just maybe another inch off the bottom. Again, don't worry about counting your grains or anything. Like, do you know what? It doesn't.
Bung it in there.
Yeah, just put it in. You know what? It'll come together. It'll be fine. So that's your oats. We're going to put in some flour, which is 1 cup. Now it says to use wheat flour. Now I've got a little bit of a confession to make. Flour is like chicken teeth at the minute. You cannot find it or buy it for love or money. All right, it's not there. So I'm using self-raising today, but I did try it out last night. I was cooking quite late last night at about 8 o'clock, and it's fine. It tastes lovely. But when things get back to normal, it might be worth getting the other flour. But it's all in the recipe, and we'll add the recipes later as well if you've not already got them. So I'm just going to put a cup of flour in. Is anybody actually following along at home, or are you just enjoying the show? It'd be nice to know if anybody's actually doing some live cooking with us. So I think I did manage to send out the recipe earlier in the week. Right.
If not, I'm sure someone...
And how was the bolognese? Did anybody in this group try the bolognese? And the truffles, did they go down well as well? I'd like to know a bit of feedback. I've seen that they got delivered. So that's the flour. Baking powder. Now you can get baking powder in little tubs, but I don't tend to use a lot of it, so I get these little packets, and there's about a teaspoon in each one. So I get these little packets, and they just stay fresher for a lot longer. Whereas sometimes the little tubs, after a while, they might become a little bit hard. So if you're like me, you don't use baking powder like all of the time. I do like to cook, but I just don't tend to use baking powder. Get the little packets. They will keep better. They are a little bit more expensive, I suppose, than getting a tub. You get like a lot less for your money, but they just keep fresher in your cupboard. So I'll put them in, baking powder. And I just need to add the cinnamon, and then I'll give it a mix. I've noticed I've put salt on, but then I meant to take it off, so I need to edit that on the recipe, because I didn't add any salt. There's no need to put salt in. Try not to put salt in stuff, especially when I'm using unsalted butter. It doesn't really make sense, does it? Speaking of the butter, I nearly forgot it was on. Give it a little stir, so you can just see it's slowly melting. You don't want to bubble it or anything where it burns. You just want it to heat up. And then I want that sitting in to one side to cool down a little bit. So I don't really want it bubbling, I just want it to a temperature where it'll mix alright. Right, your cinnamon. Now if I put my cinnamon off, it's all messed up. So your cinnamon again, it'll last a while. 1.5 teaspoons, alright, so little teaspoon should just fit inside there. So 1.5, alright. And I think cinnamon and apple go so nice together. I'll be honest, I did have to try one of these cookies last night and see how they were. And you know what, like, it was good. It was a nice reward after all my day of cooking yesterday, because I did do a lot of cooking yesterday to check all these things out. So it was quite nice. So right, that's everything in my dry bowl. So I'm not putting salt in. You literally just give it a quick mix together, just so everything binds.
Oh no, I'm going to have to interrupt. Lisa Clark saying, keep calm and carry on.
Oh, keep calm and curry on. There's coriander in there as well, Lisa.
No, what have you started? What have you done?
Alright, so that was an easy bowl. Look, it's all mixed up already, so that's quite easy.
Let's have a little look.
Yeah. So
Well, actually, my bad, I think it was Andy.
Oh, was it? I thought it was
Give Lisa
Andy
a bad
Joe.
name, like.
Don't drag Lisa into it. Definitely an Andy Joe. Yeah, there you go, nice and easy. Doesn't look much now, but when it all comes together, honestly, the smell when you've got the cinnamon and the apple all together, oh, it is amazing. And the butter is nearly there. Last little bit. Yeah, it's coming together nice. Right, so in the other bowl, we're going to put the apple sauce. Now, we're not going to measure things again. It says 4, no, it doesn't say 4, hang on, where is it? Where am I at? It says half a cup, right? So I just think half a jar, alright? Let's just make things easy. So we'll scoop of it. I used half a jar yesterday, so I know there's half a jar left. This is just been opened yesterday as well. Half a jar of apple sauce. Sometimes when I'm making things, I'm like, oh, that sounds disgusting, but honestly, when it's all together and the smell, I really wish we had smell-o-vision, because you can really smell it all coming together, and it makes your mouth water. So, a little bit of apple in there, tidy up later. My butter, yeah, I'm going to turn off the heat now. I'm just going to let it cool down a little bit, alright, before I put it in. So leave the butter there. It'll still be warm when you put it in, but it will cool down a bit.
I'm not going to go. Nice one.
That might go over. Alright, I'm going to stick it in again.
Where's the egg going?
The egg's going in the liquid bowl.
Okay.
So we've got a dry bowl and a liquid bowl. As long as I get no shell in, it'll be a liquid bowl. So sometimes, I don't know how, but I always seem to get a bit of shell in. So just the one egg. I'll mix that in a second. Vanilla. Where's the vanilla? Just got to double check. I think I know what I'm doing, and then I think I better just check. So it's a teaspoon of vanilla essence. But again, this stuff costs hardly anything to buy, and I've had so many cooking experiences with this little bottle. I feel like we've got a relationship. I've had cakes out of it, I've had 2 lots of cookies. Yeah, it goes quite far, and it's very, very strong, so don't get it and stick the whole bottle in. It will just take over the whole sense. So yeah, I would be measuring this out. Don't get carried away with that, because it is super, super strong. If you ever put it into cake mix, I think when I was little, when I used to cook a lot with my nana, she used to sometimes let us do it, and then sometimes I'd be like, whoops, so that I would slip and put a bit too much in, and then my granddad would just go, oh, don't tell your nana. So put that in, right, honey and peanut butter. So the peanut butter, it says 65 grams. Now in one of these little tubs, it's only about 400 grams, I believe. Just double check. Yes, I'm giving you wrong advice. 340, alright, so it's roughly, well, under quarter of a little tub, isn't it? So I normally just, again, measure it out. Do you know what? I'd normally lick the knife, but I'm going to have to
be clean.
Resent it, yeah. But you can lick your own knife at home if you're doing this at home.
As long as it's not a sharp one.
I wasn't licking it there, I was just putting it in the sink. So, right, so that's that in. And then the honey. Same with the honey. So it's melted quite nice now. But before, if I'd see, I didn't have time really to leave it because I was worried I needed more time to heat up. But it was crystallised, but doesn't mean it's gone off. It's just what happens to pure honey, clear honey. So again, $450, so you're looking at just a small measure of that out of the jar. I don't want you measuring things in this, I want you just to try and go with your gut. So it looks a bit sloppy, have a little look in there, Hatham.
Yeah,
I'm going to mix it all together.
The
only thing it needs adding is the butter. And I think that'll be alright to put in. I'm just going to whip it all up first. That's got an egg and I don't want the egg getting cooked into scrambled egg.
That's not what we're after
today. No. So we'll give that a little bait. But it's such an easy recipe. I think once you've done it once, it's an easy one to be. Oh, that just smells so good already.
Carrie says cracking eggs on the kitchen worktop is a bad idea sometimes. He learned the hard way.
Oh yes, don't do that, Gary. Which Gary is it? Gary Wright or Gary? Oh, who was the other Gary who was in the other day? McKee. Do you know which?
He's not listening.
Do you know which Gary it is?
Right.
Gary Wright. Yeah, Gary, not a good idea to crack eggs. I was babysitting once for, well, it's one of my auntie's friends, Kay, and her little boy loved baking. He's actually a chef now, but he loved baking, and I was busy doing his sister's hair, and he said, Mel, I'm going to make you a cake. So I was busy doing like a French plait in her hair, and I couldn't really like leave the living room. So I quickly finished the plait, and I mean, I must have put my eye off him for 2 minutes, and I went in the kitchen. The flour was everywhere, the eggs were cracked everywhere. He had pretty much every pan it could reach, and he was only about maybe 8-year-old or something at the time. He wasn't very old, but the mess, I can't remember that. I always remember that story, but I think it's brilliant that he's a chef now. Yeah, what's the chances? Right, I'm just going to double check I've put everything in, because I am talking while I'm working, and this is how mistakes happen. Right, so pour the liquid mixture into the flour mixture.
Gonna come round. Hang on, with it.
Am I gonna wait?
Come around.
Come on then. Social distancing though. Stay right over there.
I'm far enough away. It's a better angle. That's all.
So what we're gonna do is pour the liquid into the flour and mix it up, right? So I'll do it while it's quite sloppy. Stick all that in. It does smell so good. I hope you like these cookies when they come out. Because I had to make some yesterday and try them, I have got a few left over as well. So I might have to have a couple later. I'm going to be like a house end after all these cooking programmes. So once it's there, bit of elbow grease, don't be frightened, give it a good mix and it'll all come together. Well, I should have measured things and it doesn't come together right. So it should be quite like still a sticky wet mixture. And that's kind of alright.
And you don't eat this bit?
No, God,
okay.
Don't. Well, you probably could, it's just got raw egg in, that's all. So some people should be careful. Should be careful not to eat that. Dan would probably eat it.
To be honest, I was looking at it and think I might eat.
In fact, I bet a lot of you know, like your protein bars and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like a lot of them have this kind of texture and they're not cooked, so they're just set in the fridge.
Probably without the raw egg in it.
Alright, so you can see how that's come together there. So it's not sloppy, but it's still wet, the mixture.
Yes.
Alright, so that's that. And the last thing we need to do is add in the chocolate chips, the nuts, and the raisins. Alright, so again, back to your cup. And we use a third of a cup of dark chocolate. So we'll put the important bit in first, dark chocolate chips, because this is me highlight. I do like the chocolate chips. Again, we've gone for the dark, extra dark, because
Dark extra dark.
It's better for you.
It's got less sugar in, right?
It's just better for you, yeah. Oh, so
Would you go as far to say is it's good for you, or is it just better for you?
better. It's not even a full pack, alright? And that's going to go through all your cookies as well. Raisins. You don't have to buy a big bag of raisins like this. I just thought this is doing a lot of cooking, I better stock up. But you can get the little boxes of raisins, even get a few little bits like that. Or there's a lot smaller packets you can get. So for the raisins, we use the same cup, and it's 1/4 of a cup, alright? So again, it doesn't matter if you go over or under. Just don't be frightened when you're cooking. Just give it a go. Some people get a little bit like, oh God, I've gone over by 3 raisins or a couple of grams. Just do it. It's fine. So put the raisins in. The nuts, I'm going to use walnuts today, but you can use any type of nuts for this. Don't worry that if you haven't got certain ones, or if the shop don't have them, just get a nut that you like, really. I like these because they look like little brains.
They're really nice.
And they're good for your brain as well. Look, they look like little brains.
The little brains. Hang on, I need to get the brain shot. There we go.
You see the little
That's
brains?
the little brains.
Yeah.
Brains.
So it's saying for these, 1/4 of a cup. Now when these are crushed up, they'll go a little bit smaller. So I always think use your hand as a guide for 1/4 of a cup. So I would say put about that many in. Look alright?
Yeah, that many, about that many. Go on.
Now a little trick, rather than stand and chop them all with a knife,
Okay,
stick them in a little bag, get a rolling pin.
I'll tell you what. I'm stepping all the way back, yeah. Like.
Get a rolling pin and just bash them up.
Is that the same one you keep Dan in check with?
Yeah. Bop, bop, bop. It's quite therapeutic, and you know what? It's so much quicker than chopping them all. So
Look at
this
that,
is probably echoing through everybody's ears right now. Oh, I'll split the bag. I've hit it that hard.
Oh, man, you calm down, you some anger issues.
Angry snack.
Okay.
Right, so that looks pretty bashed up to me. So what I'm going to do, rather than try and put them in the cup, because I have just split the bag a bit there, I'm just going to pour that straight in, right? So that's me crushed nuts in there. And then I'm going to just chuck in the raisins and the chocolate chips, alright? So it's all in together.
Here's a little look at that then.
Right, so I'll just put it all in on the top.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a big mix up. And then I'm going to put this in the fridge because it needs to set a little bit, right? And obviously it needs to, there's a couple of hot bits in there. So we've got the hot peanut butter. We've got, what else have we got in there? The butter itself and the honey as well went in a bit warm. So it does need to set. And it'll just go a little bit harder when it's in the fridge, and then you'll be able to roll it into little balls afterwards and make the cookies. But it does need to sit in there for about half an hour. So can you see that's probably mixed enough there where everything's like spread out. You see that all right?
Yeah, even spread.
Yeah, nice even spread.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put some cling film over that, put it in the fridge. What I'm going to do now, rather than you just watch me clean up and what have you, we'll go offline just for 5 minutes or so.
Well, the stream will stay on, but we'll just
Yeah,
be a screen on.
Yeah, we'll leave the chat on. So if you've got any questions or anything, it's probably a good time to ask some questions. But just give us time to turn things around. We'll get the Kerry station sorted if you like, and then we'll come back to the cookies later. All right.
I'm just knocking all sorts of utensils
I
on the
know,
floor.
I'm watching you thinking,
I'm just
what
gonna,
are you doing?
I'm just gonna drop the camera down there, and I'm gonna get out the way.
Go for it. But yeah, I'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes max. All right. Just need to quickly turn things around. So we'll come back to the cookies later when they're ready to go in the oven. I'll show you what we need to do there.
You might see my arm and or face here as well, so that's kind of.
See you
Hello.
soon.
Goodbye. Yeah.
sound. I'll find valid in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
shovelled in with your face.
Okay, we should be back, I believe.
Unfortunately, Diego quiz now.
Mel forced us to put rave songs on, so that's why you got assaulted.
No, I'm not in charge of any of the music. Hatham decided to put something a bit wacky on. Sorry about that.
It's Diego's birthday week, man. Have to have a party.
So welcome back. I'll
Whoa.
just move that.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. I don't think I need that all actually. Right. So we are looking at cooking. It's kidney bean curry. Now the reason I've used kidney beans, a lot of people go, oh, kidney beans in a curry, but it is really good, trust us. And kidney beans are a good source of protein as well. And I'm just ticking a box for vegetarians. However, if you want to make this a chicken curry at some point, or a beef curry, or even replace the kidney beans with a lamb, or you could replace the kidney beans with veg. Mix it up. The sauce will be the same. So the ingredients that we do for the base, so the tomato, chopped tomatoes, ginger, the garlic, and the 3 spices that we're going to use. So we've got garam masala, paprika, and cumin. Those 3 spices will be the same for your base anyway for this curry. Alright.
Get a nice look at them there.
Yeah. Alright, but again, look at them. We've got hardly any ingredients there, and it's going to feed everybody. I just think that's pretty cool, isn't it? So we'll get chopping, right? So we've got 2 big onions. Obviously, I'm making double a day. That's a good shot. I'm doing double the amount a day, but when you're at home, it just says it makes 4, so you'll use half the ingredients.
Samantha's saying she knows we've got to play royalty-free music, but next time can you also make it pain-free? And I think Gary's agreeing with her.
Yes, I agree.
Are you awake? Yes or no? That's what I'd like to know.
Did
it wake you up? Yes or no?
Did Hatham wake you up with those?
Because that's what it was for.
That's what he said. I'm just going to wake everybody up.
Thought I'd have a quick mid-morning rave. I don't see
Friday
what the problem is, to be honest.
Well.
In fact, I'm almost offended. I'm going to get the seat because I'm lazy.
Matthew is also wondering if Diego's going to get any cooking today. So if you get a quick shot of the cupcakes that he got yesterday.
Yes,
Mel's cooking onions again, man. I'm going to start crying.
I'm going to cry.
So hang on, let's just quickly show you. I've got it. There's
I
my
was in the right
Amazon.
place on Tuesday after
So,
onion.
This is a muffin cake for Diego. A muffin cake for Diego.
It's got what's it got in it? So it's got in peanut butter. I'm trying to think what else we put in there.
Dog
There is
food.
flour in there. No. There's carrots in there, grated carrots.
It actually smells. Do you know what it is? If you had to give us that and said, "Do you want a muffin?"
Do you know what?
I probably would have eaten it.
They are edible. Like they're not. There's nothing in there that we can't eat. There's
Okay.
nothing. There's no like dog food or anything in
Well,
it.
to be fair, you can get by eating dog food, but you probably shouldn't. Is the thing with it. So yeah, Diego's got his birthday treat there.
He
that
done
muffin.
well yesterday, mine, didn't he?
Did you get? I take it there's a video of him doing a one with his cake. So stand by to see that at some point. Everyone.
Oh, if anyone, I don't know if Dan's put it in the feed. If he hasn't, he might put it in now. We've got a quiz on Diego, just as a final wrap up for his birthday week. So I think there's 9 questions, and
Joint leaders at the moment.
there's 2 joint leaders at the moment. I think who have gotten 8. Is it 8 out of 9? So nobody's getting them all right yet. So it's worth having a go. And the prize is a photo shoot with Diego. We're going to come and get your photo with him. And I love that. So you get to actually meet the main man. I don't know what's going on with this one here. I think it's because the skin's quite tough.
I don't know, but no one started crying yet, so that's good.
I know, I'm trying not to breathe.
I'm looking away, but I don't think that's going to do anything. I don't think that's how the air
Who's
works.
going to cry first, me or you?
Probably me.
But yeah, give the quiz a go. It'll not take you long. It's only like 9 questions. They're all multiple choice as well. But yeah, have a go. Why not? See if you can win.
Let's get
Just a bit of fun, isn't it? Friday fun day.
Well, so it's not off to a great start with the music, like, to be fair.
So if you were in the feed on Tuesday, you'll have watched how I do my onions. So I slice straight across.
Slice and dice.
Slice and dice.
This is the bit where you take extra care, right?
This is where I cry.
Okay. Oh, I meant not to chop your fingers off.
Oh yeah, mind you don't chop your fingers off. Or your thumbs.
Mm.
I'm feeling my eyes stinging now. I'm talking too much about it. What I'm going to do as well, rather than start cooking, I'm going to put everything in the bowls just so I know myself that I've got everything. And I think sometimes when you're cooking things, it's good to have a little bit of prep time until you get used to that particular meal. So like if you're making something for the first time, like what I've done here, I've just put 3 little bowls out. And it just means I know that I can just quickly glance, right, I've got all of that, I've got all of that, I've got all of that. And you're just a bit more organised when you're cooking, and then you're not running around looking for things last minute. So that's what I do, but you know what, these are just my hints and tips. Like, I don't know if you've got any of your own hints and tips. Quite happy to hear some.
I'm just waving at the camera because I've walked into the shop.
So let's get these chopped.
Unfortunately, neither me nor Dan have any hints and tips because if it was up to us, we'd just eat takeaways every day. So.
Yes, well, Dan wouldn't probably eat.
Andy's keeps asking, just out of interest, if any mountain Diego hasn't climbed. Keeps trying to choose.
Andy, we are not telling you the answers to the quiz.
Also, earlier in the chat, Sam said that bolognese went down very, very well.
Oh, brilliant. I'm pleased you enjoyed the bolognese, Sam.
So about this mountain, which one is it?
I'm not saying.
Because I'm not going to get 9 out of 9 because I don't know that one. So.
I think that's an easy question.
Well, you do own that. You are like Diego's mum and dad, so I should go up. You know that.
Just, I think that's most of the things in the chat. Apart from there's another Andy joke. Do you want it now, or do you want to say?
Yeah, let's have another Andy joke. Go on. You're laughing about it, so it must be a good one, Dan.
He dreamt that he was eating a curry last night, but when he woke up, his pillow was missing.
Nobody else get that? Gary, Andy, that was probably your best joke yet. It's a proper dad joke mind. It's the only way I can describe his jokes. Like the dad jokes, aren't they?
You should have been googling curry jokes while this was
Yeah,
happening.
you need to Google some curry jokes, Dan.
Tika,
Or kooky
Tika,
jokes.
look at them. There you go. There's one. Two.
Oh my god.
Are you crying out of laughter now?
No, I'm just
Oh,
nearly.
okay. I
I'm
thought
like
Andy
well
had
enough.
reduced you to
No,
With the comedy.
no, unfortunately.
It's good how he's not even in the call anymore and he's still getting bullied as well. Which is nice. Whoa, that is quite strong. That is
I
quite
know,
a,
yeah, he's
quite a
off,
strong
I know.
smell, that one.
Got one more to do, and then I can like wash my hands and breathe. I still haven't getting that spoon off you, Sam.
Oh, is washing your hands and breathing an essential part of the cooking as well, would you say?
Oh god, yes.
Okay. In what order do you wash your hands and breathe?
Breathe all the time.
Breathe all the time, step 1, and wash your hands when you need to.
Yeah, whenever you feel like you need to just.
Have a wash.
Yeah, you should always wash before you start. Like, I wash my hands all the time. In fact, I just washed up, haven't I? Well, actually, Dan, I'll be honest, Dan did wash up there.
Good boy.
Good boy. Right, so I've chopped all them up, so I know I've done all that.
How many onions is that, 2?
Just 2, but I mean,
That looks like loads.
Yeah, it's because I don't waste any, see?
onions, man. Look at that.
So, what I can do actually, I can put these in the pan and just start softening up a little bit. So I will put them in now, and then I'll sort my other 2 bowls. I know that's all I need in there. But if you were doing this at home, you might put mushrooms in with this, peppers, whatever you want really.
Spinach?
You could put spinach in, yeah. But I would put spinach in a bit later because it does just wilt straight down, doesn't it? You needn't put in with the onions. This is like more the tougher ingredients that you want to soften up first of all.
See, look, it's like I'm asking questions, relevant questions.
Relevant.
Look at that.
Again, because it's healthy, I'm not going to use any oil, but if you want to if you did want to have a bit of a naughtier meal, you could add oil and fry it off. But I'm just going to blanch them and stain them in a bit of water, like I did the other day. Blanched.
Very posh.
Gosh. So I'll leave that in there. It will start bubbling up in a bit. And then I'll get on with the other bowls, alright? So, the next thing I need to do is chop up some ginger, the garlic, I need to put some garlic in, and I've got the coriander, fresh coriander as well, that goes in.
Thanks to Captain Chaos for doing all the shopping rounds to find some fresh coriander.
Yeah, Captain Chaos got us the coriander. This is why it's called cooking on a budget, because you get all your friends to buy the ingredients.
You just borrow like 1 cup of everything from the whole neighbourhood, then you'll be fine.
So what you do with this,
some flour and some ginger.
it says an inch of ginger in it, that looks loads, right? But if you put it all together, you know, if you were to buy like a lump of ginger in the shops,
Like the
like
big
the
root.
fresh stuff, yeah. Like that's probably what you'd get out of it
A
anyway.
root shoot of ginger.
So yeah, just again, we're not measuring anything, we're just grabbing what we think, right? So that's roughly the amount that you would need.
That smells quite strong as well.
Yeah, and we'll chop it right up.
This doesn't make you cry though, does it?
No. Let me take you on a little bit now. Feel like strong again.
Ready for Andy's next joke?
Ready for Andy's next joke? Come on, Andy.
Get
Keep
them
that
lined up.
coming. You should write a book, Andy. They're brilliant.
You are still on camera, you know. You can see your face.
Right, so chop that up. And I'll put that in the bowl. So these were the little pots again that I was on about. But you can see I've used quite a bit of ginger there, and I've done this a couple of times, and I've probably had another 4 meals out of this. It's still over half full.
So that's just...
And I'm feeding 10 of you today. Because Haytham's insisted he wants some curry.
If I have to stand here and watch you cook it and smell it, then I have to have some. It's the rules.
Oh, actually, do you know what I've not done?
Oh no, no.
I need to double up on the ginger because I'm making a little bit more. And it's a big scoop. It's a teaspoon of garlic as well. And I'm going to put a little bit more ginger in.
And that's going in the same bowl. Let's
Yep.
have a look at that bowl then.
So these are just all the bits that need to go in together, but it's all on your recipe card, so have a little look.
I'm trying to like get the camera in without knocking over all the rest of the
Yeah,
ingredients.
So yeah, I just thought there, I'm like, I should be doubling everything, and I am. It's just I forgot to do the ginger bit. I doubled up the onions, and that's the only other thing I've missed.
I'm going to give a spoiler on the Diego quiz.
No!
No, just a little one. Somebody has just taken it and they guessed Diego's breed was a Chihuahua.
Oh,
Oh right, oh Diego is a Chihuahua.
Oh, he's not?
Who put that?
you mean he's not?
I
Who
think
put
said
that?
person was going for a score of 0 because he really couldn't win it.
Diego!
Right, fresh coriander.
Oh, hang on. I was too busy trying to find where Diego.
So,
So this is some... If you've grown this,
no, but you can grow it.
you're supposed to just say yes.
I need to go and wash my hands.
No.
Who's put this doing here?
No? So that's the coriander.
Yeah, so I'm going to use the stalks and the leaves separate. The leaves are going to go on, I need to blow my nose now. So the leaves are going to go on for decoration, and the stalks are going to go on in the main dish.
So that's what coriander looks like, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah. This is optional, you don't have to put it in the dish, so if you kind of get your hands on it, it's not essential. If you want to, you can get the dried coriander, you can put a little bit of that in if you really want to. Coriander just tends to go in a lot of these dishes. So because we're going to use the stalks, is there another joke going on down here you're laughing?
Our very own Leslie Miller has given a tip.
No,
If you get fresh ginger, peel it with a teaspoon rather than a knife. There's less waste than you're getting around the knobbly bits, she says.
Nice, good tip,
Peel it
Leather.
with a teaspoon. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't, just to confirm, none of us will verify that on Lisa's behalf.
No. That could be fake
No,
news.
you can. It could be fake news.
Fake
but
news.
You can scrape it. Right, so that's probably how much I would put in there. I wouldn't go crazy. But now I need to take all of the stalks off, right? All the So I'll have a bowl for me leaves. This takes I'm going to put all the stalks in the other bit. It takes a bit of time, but honestly the flavour that you get from this is just lovely. So good.
What kind of flavour is it?
Gives it like an aroma smell, like a kind of like a scenty taste.
Okay.
You'll know when you if you've had it with and without, you'll be a bit. Can you not smell it?
I can.
Does it not remind you of certain curry dishes? I've just stuck it right next to Hayden's nose.
Right in my nose. So I've got it. Not that one particularly.
You could do this just by nipping it with your thumb if you want, but I always find scissors are just a little bit quicker.
The onions are.
But it does have its own little smell, coriander. I don't think your mum and dad like it. They dislike coriander. Probably the only person that goes into an Indian and says no garlic, no coriander.
No anything, because some rice, please.
Just rice please, and
boiled
some
rice.
wine.
Pint of Cobra, maybe.
Giving it a haircut. It doesn't matter if you get the odd leaf in there, it's not going to harm the dish. See, there's little bits on the end there. I'm just leaving them on, I'm not going to start messing on. A bit fiddly, but we'll get there. What I would say, if you are going to do a little bit of cooking, leave time for it. Don't do it where you would be stressed doing it. Try and just enjoy it.
What's the prep time on this one, roughly, that you said?
I said about 30 minutes, I think, was it? Oh no, prep time 10, and definitely a little bit more than 10.
Just to get all the stuff out.
Well, yeah, but I guess once you get used to it, you'll speed up the different things, you know. Oh, my onions are getting a little bit softer, which is good. Let's turn that down. Thing is, you've got to remember I'm making double as well, so you'd only be chopping the one onion, you'd only be doing half of this.
Half the cry.
Yeah, so half the time as well.
And this will be a good one to have after you've done Rob's workout as well.
Oh yes.
On a Thursday.
Because it's got carbs, protein.
Yeah.
Again, remember you can add meat to this dish. Don't think that you have to eat it exactly to the recipe. Mix it up, put in things that you like.
Prawns I would recommend.
Prawns would be nice, If you ever go to an Indian restaurant, they normally give you the base sauce and then they'll let you pick whatever you want to put in anyway. So it's the same kind of principle. You just put in whatever you eat and whatever you find enjoyable and tasty. Or taste. So these will just be put on top of the dish for decoration, really. If you have a little look, I'll just sprinkle a couple of them. I'll maybe chop them up a little bit. If you really don't like coriander when it gets to your jaw, you can just then pick it off. I'm not going to give any options today because I really can't. I've got limited pans on this one.
Yeah, it's a bit more complex.
Yeah, it's not as easy as the bolognese to make. And I think if I start missing things out, you wouldn't get the right flavour for the curry as well. So you might miss out that way.
Andy says, oh, Lisa's been a pain and saying no coriander for me, please. But I think she's being funny because she's not getting any anyway. I'm not sure if this is a lead into something else, but Andy says, question, what's the hottest curry you've eaten?
Me? Oh, it was off the menu.
Oh, you got a special one?
Yeah, because I can eat hot, like... So I ordered one off the menu, so it was hotter than a vindaloo.
I had a foul one, that was awful. I didn't finish it.
I didn't eat the dish, I tried it and I gave it to my uncle to eat.
Did it get eaten?
Yeah, as well as these extra hot one.
Good boy.
But I normally would get a madras, that's what I'd normally eat.
Solid choice.
Yeah. Right, so In here, coriander stalks, ginger, garlic, and then I put the coriander leaves on the top bit. Right, so onions, if I just have a little look, you can see they've all softened right down there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put in the garlic, the ginger and the coriander stalks, and I'm just going to let it all mix in together and flavour the onions. If you did do this with oil though, you could still do exactly the same. And then you can start to smell that now coming together. Just once you get past just the onions and you put the other bits in, the smells do. Yeah, we might want to open the doors because Dan really doesn't like curry at all. I haven't even started yet. This is coriander.
This is just like fried.
Dan, this is onion and coriander. This is no spice yet. This is not curry. This could go in any dish. Yeah. And garlic, you love garlic and ginger. Must be coriander we don't like.
I think he just needs to grow.
Oh dear. I'll leave that in there for a little bit, you can just see.
Yeah, let's have a closer look at that. There we go, I'll lean right over the camera.
All
Very nice.
Together, yeah. I'll just put a tiny bit more water in. Thing is with water, like I said before, it evaporates. Don't worry if you put a little bit much in. It'll go eventually, it's not a problem. Right, your spices. I've got this little bowl out. I know it's going to be big enough, that's why I don't need to use a bigger bowl. And I'm going to be putting in, well, you would put in 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika and 2 teaspoons of the garam masala. But I'm doubling up the date because I'm making twice the amount. So I want 2 teaspoons. Oh, it's not been open. Nearly one. Must have run out. Fresh. I've got one in the cupboard that I've still got a bit left of. Right, so just double check. Yeah, so 2 of these. If you like some of the spices more than the other, put it in. Don't think that you have to follow this exact as it is. 2 of those. And then 4 of these. This is probably the one that I would go through the most when I'm doing different curries because it kind of goes in quite like more than others. I do put quite a bit of this in.
So what's that?
The garam masala. Yeah. Tend to just get through it a little bit quicker. I'm putting 4 in because I'm doubling up the amount. And that's all these spices, so after that little stir, that is the base of your flavouring for today's meal.
If you wanted to make it a bit more spicy, you put something in here, do you think?
If you want to make it a bit more spicy, I suppose you could add you could put chilli in if you wanted to, or you could even add you can get madras powders and things like that. Yeah, there's loads of ways to spice your food up a little bit.
No, but this would be the step that you do it in if you wanted to make it a bit hotter. You'd add it in here. You
could put it in here, yeah. Or you could even put there's loads of other seasoning that you can put in, especially if you're making an Indian dish, there's loads of other spices that you could try. But sometimes just adding a bit of fresh chilli and things like that spices things up. Alright, so I've left that in for about a minute or 2. That's definitely long enough time. Because there's a bit of water in there, when I add this spice, it will start to thicken straight away, so I might have to put a little bit more water in. Right, so just put that in there. And this is now where it'll smell curry.
Yeah, definitely. Straight away. I think you covered your face too quick, Dan.
So you can see it's going a bit paste on the bottom, like pasty.
Going a bit paste.
Talking funny, aren't I, today?
Just a funny little one for Captain Chaos, our very own LG designer maker. He's completed Diego's quiz, and he got one of the questions he got wrong. He's not a contender, by the way, but one of the questions he got wrong was, which mountain has Diego not climbed? His response was a mountain that he's actually climbed with Diego.
Oh.
All we can say about that is classic captain.
Oh, see me. Was that just a wind up? Right, I'm going to add the tomatoes in now. So I've opened the tins up. Oh, sorry. These are, honestly, any tin tomatoes is fine. Don't worry about getting paying a lot of money. It's going to go in the sauce, you know. And if you look at the tins, if you actually look what's in there, it's exactly the same. You just sometimes pay more for a brand. So 1 tin in, 2 tin in. And then the kidney beans, even though they come in their own water, I would drain them, and then if you need to add water, add water. I would just think it's probably a little bit nicer if you do that. Mix that up. It's not a bad consistency at the minute. I'm just going to drain them off. Squeeze past.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'll come into the shop and show everyone.
Yeah.
Hello. Look at that, man.
Open the doors right up if you need to.
Bless him. Smells nice.
Doesn't it?
It's just rude.
I know you're not really doing it any good, Dan.
There's the kidney beans being drained.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do a few stuff in there. And a little rinse through. It's not dangerous to use the water that they're sitting in. You can do that if you really want to. It puts me off sometimes, like the colour of it. It's all like bright red. But it wouldn't harm you.
You're rinsing your tin out because you're going to recycle it because you're very responsible.
I do like the recycle. So I'll put that one in and then I'll add the other tin. Oh, it's dripping. Nearly spilled them all.
We've got 3 giant leaders on the quiz as well now.
What, 3 or 9?
Yeah.
On 8 out of 9, sorry. Yeah. Keep thinking there's 10 questions.
We'd have to have a tiebreaker maybe then.
Oh, maybe. We'll have to get them all online. And staying connected. We might have to get all the
could do.
people who are close to get online. Right. When you're cooking, if you're like me, you'll always make a mess. There's no way to keep it tidy. So I'm just going to blend that in.
There's a fella. He knows he's been
There's
talking about. There he
Diego.
comes.
He's going out to check if there's any cats.
Oh.
Yeah, he likes to keep all the. He's found one, but
he's
it's his
found
brother. It's his brother that he's barking at. I don't know why he's doing that. Diego, come on.
Charlotte says she can feel my pain because she hates curry herself.
Oh, Charlotte! No! Right, I'm going to leave that to simmer a little bit. does. I think it smells amazing.
It does, smells nice.
I'm gonna leave it, but I have to keep an eye on it because I don't want it to get too thick. But at the minute, it can just all simmer together, so all the flavours get together quite nice. So I'll turn it down to about 3. So all I need to do now is cook off the rice. So normally before I start cooking rice, I'll wash it a little bit. That's why I have my bowl out. I knew I had my bowl for a reason.
It's having a fun time outside here.
Isn't it just?
I'm gonna swap around again. You get a shot of the ceiling for a second.
I don't think he realises that we're filming.
He's not bothered.
He doesn't care. He said it was his birthday yesterday and he don't want. You noisy boy. Right. 1 kilogram. Oh, how much of this do I put in for how many people? 10. Do you know what? I'm going to cook it off and then...
Okay, go back to the rice now.
Yeah, I think I'll cook most of this bag and then any leftover, I'll freeze it with any leftover curry because I did make a batch of curry yesterday. See, I'll do 3/4 just in case it overloads my pan and I'm in a bit of a sticky situation on it. So I'll give it a quick, I'll give it a quick spin around with the water, rinse it off, and then I'll put it in it.
Quick rinse of water.
Yeah, because if you see all the starch comes out of it a little bit, so it'll just cook better when you see all your water's like muggy. Let's just quickly clean on the rice. You could do it as it is. It doesn't hurt you. Can you pass me that big pan?
Yeah.
Damn. Thanks. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll drain a bit off at a time. I like this bowl because it's got a little bit of an edge on it. So you can kind of pour the water out. It doesn't matter if you leave a little bit, because it's going to get water in here, but you're getting the thick of it out. And some bits will go into your sieve.
Andrew Fox is wants a reminder letter who to have a word with about text bullying.
I thought you were going to ask about the mountain again there. When I'm cooking rice, I try not to overload the water because sometimes I think you can put too much in. And what I'd rather do is add a little bit at a time. But you know what, you'll find your own way of doing things. So these are just hints and tips. Don't think that you have to do it a certain way. There isn't a right and wrong way. So I'll just put that much in, even though there was a lot of rice in there. I'm going to bring it to the boil. See, it's still cloudy, the water. I've just took quite a bit of it out. You could wash it a few times if you want to. Now is a good time for questions because I can concentrate on the stuff now. So if anybody does have any questions.
Well, Sam says that Diego in the background is telling Andy to stop being so soft.
Yes.
Probably trying to tell you what mountain he's climbing.
Probably, I think that's what he's doing. He's splashing up as I go.
I've also got Wib in the house today.
Hi, Wib.
So we're
I think Wib's going to jump in on Wednesday's cooking. I think he's going to sign up and do that course. Wib and Sheila, I might be wrong, I'm sure we said Wednesday would like to jump on and get a meal delivered Is that right, Wade? This Wednesday you're going to jump in? Try out one of me cooking classes?
Andy's been very aggressive on the Roy's quiz score.
Well.
Andy, can I just tell you one thing? You're not a contender. Charlotte's going to try Lisa's tips on the ginger because she uses a lot of it.
Okay.
Again, don't hold media savvy collectively to that if it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Or
When you bend all your spoons like Uri Geller, we cannot reimburse.
I'll tell you what I'll show you. Charlotte, Lisa, right? I'll tell you what I'm finding. So I went to a food.
Ah, good.
That works.
That's a good start.
I went to a food market once and I bought this. And when you use fresh ginger, I don't know if you can get in close for this. When you use fresh ginger, these are all like quite sharp little grooves, so you can leave the skin on the ginger, rub it on the bowl, on the little bowl, and there's no waste, it just peels the skin off as it goes. And then what you do, you get your little brush, bring it all together, and it just scoops into the dish. So it's hard to show you on here, but they're all little, it's like a grater. It's really good for doing Parmesan cheese as well. Garlic as well. You can leave the skin on the garlic and just go straight in, and the garlic skin will just peel off. It's pretty. I was really impressed anyway when the guy showed me that, and I've used it a few times. It does work, and I think it was £10 like to buy, but I just think if you cook a lot, like these little things help you. And I can't stand having the smell of garlic on my fingers. So that's why I use these as well, like just easy stuff, but fresh ginger, yeah, different again. You could even put ginger in your cookies. If you want to do, you could chop the ginger and put them in your cookies. Right, now we're getting on with this. That's just sitting nice. I'll put up another one. This is almost boiling.
Easy one for you guys.
Alright
As
then.
Mel's talking about cookies. So, who's a kooky guy and who's a cookie guy? Let us know in the chat.
Who's a cookie guy and who's a cookie guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, how are you saying curry?
Curry.
Because it's curry.
Curry.
Some people seem to say kerry,
Kerry.
and I don't know who kerry
Kerry
is.
Katona.
I don't know any kerries.
I get wrong with that all the time. Yeah, curry or curry? Whereabouts in the northeast do you live? How we doing for time today?
11:26 at the moment.
All right, okay. Once I get this where it's simmering, I'll be able to keep an eye on it, and I'll start on the cookie dough. And I'll use this part of the bench, so you might just have to twiddle the laptop around. Alright. I'll just have to keep an eye on this, make sure it doesn't run out of water. Don't want any burnt rice on the bottom, otherwise I'll be making a rice pudding out of it. I think Paula did that the other day. She was making rice for the kids, but I think she overcooked it and ended up making it into a rice pudding.
Nice.
She gave up on it. I think this rice is to cook for about 10 minutes. Always follow all your instructions on your rice as well, because this says 10 to 12, so I'll probably put 10 minutes on, and if it needs a little bit longer, like I'll keep an eye on it from that point. I wouldn't put the full amount on because you can't overcook rice really easy. I'll put 10 minutes on now because it is starting to bubble. I'll bring that down to maybe 4. I'll just put the lid on and keep an eye on it. Right, so I'm going to go back to the cookies. If you missed the first bit this morning, watch it back at some point. What I had to do was make the cookie dough in advance and leave it in the fridge for half an hour. So it's definitely been in half an hour because all this has took me about that. So I'm going to get it back out, and I'm just going to show you how you would put it together on the tray. I just need to put the oven on 180. So I'll just grab this. Does that need to be wheeled around or is it alright?
Where we're doing it?
I'll do it here.
Okay. I'm gonna have to put this down for a second again.
It's alright.
Probably spin that around a little bit. So it's pointing at you. Oh, the camera's upside down now.
Alright. So obviously it hasn't changed much. Don't forget the wants to zoom
Yeah, I'm
in
just
on
trying to
that.
get the camera right.
Yeah, so it's just stiffened up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's just easier to mould into little balls. Oh, Dan, that'll be the order.
Yeah, someone's at the door.
It's the
Root,
delivery.
root.
Right, so what you want to do is get a little ball in your hand, give it a roll.
2 seconds, let me just move some of these wires now.
Sorry.
Conscious that everything's going to go. Fall down, Diego.
Sorry. House with animals. So we've just rolled a little ball up there.
Yeah, there we go.
You see it?
Yeah.
And then I would just place that on the tray, but I'm going to squash it down later. I'm just going to make all the balls up first of all. Doesn't matter if some are bigger than others. It really doesn't matter. Roll it round. Because it's been in the fridge, it's just a lot easier to manage. If you did this straight away, it would just be a sticky mess. That was a bigger one. I might have that one.
that is a big old one.
I'll keep that one for me. Is my Uncle Derek online today or not?
I don't know. Dan will have to let us know.
He might want to come and get some cookies. He might want to pop down. Pick them up.
Do a contactless pickup.
Yeah, I'll leave them on the doorstep. See anything Uncle Derek online or not?
No.
Oh, he was online yesterday.
Charlotte's asking what is the name of the little bowl, if you know.
The little one that you used for the ginger and the garlic and stuff.
Presume so.
Which one?
The little one that you used for the garlic and you know the little one.
The little. Oh, I got them on holiday, Charlotte. Sorry, the name of that one. Wait there. I'll have a look on the back of it once because I think the name of it might be printed on the back. I thought you meant the little wooden bowl I had out. Right, I know what you mean.
The little grinder bowl thing.
I know what you mean. I'll have a check once my hands are clean, Charlotte. bit sticky at the moment. Charlotte, do you want to jump in on Wednesday's cooking and get a meal delivered?
Women Sheila said they were up for it, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Charlotte wants to jump on. Charlotte hasn't had it in Gary. I think Gary might jump in on Wednesday as well. Because you haven't had anything delivered. It might be nice for you to get a meal off us. And we've got brownies. Doing brownies on, what day did I say? Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
So, I don't know why I got me spoon out.
Put your peel that
Got
ginger.
straight in with my hands. No, it wasn't for that. So I've put all the balls in here, right? So I'll spread them out with about 1 inch apart. And then all I'm going to do is just squash them down a little bit because I still want them to be quite thick. So I just squash them down and make sure that they've got a bit of space because they will go a tiny bit in the oven. But they're not like, it's not like a cookie dough where it'll spread. So as long as it's got like 1 centimetre in between, you'll be alright. I'm just squashing them down, squashing it down. Alright, so I'm getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm getting 8 on that tray. I want to see little bits of apple as well. I'll wash my hands and I'll put them in the oven and they cook in like 9-10 minutes. They don't take long at all, the cookies. So again, I'm going to put it on for 9 and then I'm going to just maybe monitor it the next couple of minutes after that. I made all of yours yesterday though, so I haven't got to wait for these to cool down. So I'm just looking at the time thinking if I had to wait another half an hour, you won't get it for another Yeah.
You'd be going hungry.
Starving by the time it arrives. Alright, so that's going in there for 9 minutes. I'll just wrap this cookie dough back up. If you made this cookie dough as well at home, obviously if you do live on your own or there's only a couple of you, to make a full batch of cookies might just be too much. This'll keep in your fridge for about 3 days, so you don't have to cook them all up together. You could probably make half the portion and then even just cook half of that again and then have half for later in the week. If you know you're going to do a batch, you don't have to cook it all off. It'll stay nice for about 3 days. As long as it's wrapped up and it's in your fridge. Right, there's this rice getting on. Oh, look at that. Doesn't look canny.
Charlotte's up for a big on course next Wednesday. She said she will not refuse.
Ah, excellent.
And Sam is now offering a big thanks also to Hayden for the dropping off the other day.
It's alright. You're welcome.
So you see at the bottom, the water's just, it's nearly where it's run out. I'm going to add a little bit more water into there. Because ideally what I want to try and do is get the rice where after the cooking time's up all the water is absorbed. I don't want it sitting in a load of water. And I'm doing what I shouldn't be doing, and that's messing with the rice. You're meant to leave it just to sit really. So I'll flatten that out. I'll put the lid back on and I'll stop playing with it because this is what I do if I get fidgety.
How's the sauce looking?
The sauce is bubbling away nicely. I'm going to take the lid off and let it thicken up a bit more because I think once the lid's on it's just going around and settles the water. Oh, you can smell the flavours though. It smells delicious. What do you think, Hatham?
Nice, very nice.
Do you want to do a taste test?
Yeah.
I'll put you on the spot there, haven't I?
I'm just thinking, can I do it while holding the camera?
I'll feed you.
Oh dear, the stream's...
Savvy romance.
Oh no.
Well, Dan's not going to have any of this, is he? Ditch Dan.
Go on, I can probably do it.
Put a bit of coriander in.
Why not? Might as well. Might as well have all the ingredients in.
Right, now cool down a bit.
I'm a big lad, I can feed myself.
Yeah, but be red hot that. You're not putting the camera right up to your face.
Hold that.
Shall I do it?
Yeah.
Right there.
Right.
Yes.
Very good.
Woohoo.
Very tasty. I'll now keep that.
Now he's going to spit it out.
That's awful. No, it was really nice.
I don't know if I even held that up very well.
Ah, it's alright, man. It's been all over the shop today, to be fair, the camera.
Yeah.
I think my arm's just been in shot for most of it, but it is what it is.
But you know, if you're not vegetarian, there's no reason why you can't put a bit of meat in. What I would do, you know, when I did the onions at the start, I would cook your meat off then as well. I would be what are you doing with that?
I'm trying to see if my hand's in the shot, but I can't work it out. Oh, there we go.
Alright, I would cook your meat off with the onions at the start and then add everything in, and again I would still let it sit and simmer and all the flavours will come together. I always find a curry like this is always better the next day. I don't know why. I think just because it sits longer and it spices and it all blends together better. That's just my opinion again. Maybe it's because when I make it the day, I know I've made it, but then the next day I feel like I've heated it over and it's I feel like I've had a
you can also buy
meal that I haven't had to cook.
You can also buy naan bread that keeps for quite a long time as well. We've got some of them in the house, like the pre-packaged stuff.
See if there's any. I'll have a bit more water in there. Well, actually, we've got 1 minute left. Aha! That might be perfect timing. I just need to test it and see if it's cooked. I think because it's such a big batch of rice, I think I might need. That doesn't seem cooked yet. No, maybe a bit more water.
Coriander's taking a bit of a hammer in there, it's looking a bit wilted.
it's sticking to the bottom. It's thirsty, this rice.
There's a lot of it, to be fair. Like.
Yeah, I need to put more in the bottom.
That's right, Diego, she does.
I know, he's still talking away. Right, now I've got that there. She'll put that for a few more minutes. It's going to need longer than I think the packet's here, actually.
I don't think they're counting on you cooking like almost the full packet.
4
to be
minutes.
fair.
Yeah, normally you would never cook a full packet of rice. Normally like a handful of rice is enough for one person. What you can do, if you want to cheat, you can get these
Buy
little-
pre-packed rice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
I
that
mean-
all the time.
that there, it's semi-boiled rice.
Yeah.
Is not, they're about £1 a buy, I think, or 90 pence.
think-
Or if you can get like Morrison's or Made,
Yeah.
they're cheaper.
They don't. The ones that are in just the normal, like you tear the top off the
Yeah,
pouch,
packets
are
and
like
put them-
45 pence in Aldi.
Oh,
And they'll-
45 pence, and there you go. So if you want, rather than mess on with rice, obviously this is going to be cheaper in the long run
Yeah.
because you get a lot more rice in one of those. But you can pick up one of these for £1, and that's like for 2 people.
You can get different types of rice as well. So you can get like whole grain and
You get like vegetable,
Yeah.
pilau, and like Mexican
mushroom
flavour if you
pilau as well.
wanted.
Yeah. So
Long grain,
that's candy.
Pilau.
Pilau.
pilau, like the metro.
Jeez.
That's pilau.
Pilau.
No,
Pilau.
pilau, is it?
Pilau. Yeah.
In some.
Did you taste the coriander?
Did I taste it?
Like,
No.
did you like? And
Oh,
it just blends,
could I
doesn't
taste it? Yes. I thought you
could
meant had I just
taste
been
it?
eating the leaves. No, I haven't been eating the
No,
leaves.
I know you're not that stupid.
Well,
Webb is complimenting, he says it looks delicious and he's saying great camera work here. And we've got another question.
Yeah.
It looks serious.
oh no.
From Andy. Can you reheat rice? 'Cause that's a thing, isn't it?
Right, my friend's husband is a doctor and he would never ever reheat rice. However,
I always reheat it.
I was going to say,
Oops.
I think as long as you heat it hot enough, it's fine. I wouldn't be leaving it out overnight on a bench or anything like that. I'd be putting it in the fridge or the freezer straight away. And I would, if you do heat it up, thoroughly heat it up. But I mean, for example, Andy, that rice there in that packet that you buy in the supermarket is already cooked.
Yeah.
So if the heating there's up again, then I think as long as
Should be
we
alright. I think.
like, make like special like caution to really heat ours up, it would be fine. I've never been bad off it. But I wouldn't eat it cold the next day. I would always have it hot, because there is bacteria that lives on rice. I can't remember what it is, but my friend's husband wouldn't go near it. Needs a doctor. So yeah, I'm not a medical expert, so there's mixed opinion on that one. But that's a better question from you, Andy.
So when Diego climbs the mountains, which you'll name, what rice does he have? I think that's his next question.
Alright, boiled.
Okay,
Diego likes boiled rice.
good boy.
Was it boiled rice he had where he picked all of the peas out?
Yeah.
So we give Diego some boiled rice and peas. I can't remember what I'd made.
No, it's because he had a bad belly.
Oh yes, sorry. Diego had an upset tummy, so I tried to give him something a bit plain. So you had veg and that's my cookies nearly done. So you had veg. Oh, they need a little bit longer. So you had some peas and some rice, and he managed to pick out every single pea. A lot of them were either left in his bowl or on the floor around him, but he ate every grain of rice. It was quite a good sort.
Party trick.
It was a party trick. It was quite a good sort and exercise. I have to blow my nose again. So if it's because I've got the spices about the curry or what? They haven't cried today though, so that's good. He likes the blend open. Kept it. You must keep an eye on them cookies. He's where everything starts
everything's
beeping.
beeping now,
Beep, beep,
like.
beep, beep. Right. I think That looks more cooked, doesn't it? Ah yes, that's nice and fluffy. I'll give it another sample just to check it's definitely cooked. I don't want you having hard rice on your delivery.
Burning through a lot of spoons here. That's the
Really?
verdict.
1 more minute. Just want to try it again.
Hi, just keep eating all the right.
Mm-hmm.
Giving out low carb meals because you'll have any left.
Not after you figures. I'll have had my dinner by the time I taste everything. Right, I'm going to leave that now. Turn it off. I'm just going to let it sit and cool down a bit. I might even put it in. Ooh, butterfingers. So it'll cool down quicker if I put it in a different dish. If anybody does want to do the cooking on Wednesday, obviously yeah, you can't have done it before though, so it needs to be like, well, people who haven't had a meal delivered yet. Drop me a message with your all your details, or even if you just drop us your email or your mobile number for now, and then I'll tell you what information I'll need to process your application form. I think some of you have enrolled on the virtual wellbeing, so I might have most of your details anyways, but it is a different form that you need to fill out.
It, won't it?
You have to re-sign it again, yeah. So we'll have to send another form out, but if you're interested, drop us a message, because obviously I know a few of you have said there that you're interested, but reminders, and then this afternoon I'll get those forms processed and get you booked in for Wednesday. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. So again, we'll let it cool, let it chill for a bit.
Are we looking on the cookie front?
I know, so I'm going to get out.
Because the smell lush.
No, I think they need another minute or two. I might just spin them around though. Yeah, 1 more minute. 1 more, then we'll put them on the cooling tray. How are we doing for time? 15 minutes? Perfect.
Yeah.
Whew, you think I've done this before?
If we can get everyone, have you got the survey handy done?
Yeah, if you can all, if you have tuned in today, we'd need that survey. I know we bang on about
Should be in the
it.
description.
I think it's underneath the video.
Okay.
It's on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Virtual
Session
session tracker will be in there. So once the survey gets put on, if you can just spend a minute filling that out, any comments, any mails that you'd like to see, just anything really, like feedback, so we can work on it, you know, we kind of change things unless we know what needs changing.
Equally, if you have a go at this, either now or at some point in the future watching the video, send us a picture of what you've made or your prep or something like that, so we know you got involved.
Yeah, I would like to see some pictures of cookies at home.
We don't want any videos of anyone chopping away, unless it's quite far away from your mouth. That's fine. But none of us are dentists, so we won't be able to look at your teeth or anything like that. But yeah, send us some stuff in regarding the cooking.
Look at those little ones.
I'm good, like.
Ooh. Oh, they smell like amazing. And smell the apple and the cinnamon and the
I was going to say cinnamon, you
chocolate
definitely.
Wow. Don't worry, I've made a big batch yesterday and they're all already, because I didn't want to wait, because these will be hard to transport being hot. They're all already boxed up for you. So that's my cookies done. I don't know if you want to get in close and have a, how can you not?
That's about as far as I can go with this cable.
I'll lift them up, I'll come
I was going to say slide them over. This is not hot, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Mama.
overpowered the nasty smell.
Look at those.
Hang on, I can't get the shot. There we go.
Look at those.
Oh, wow.
Nice and chunky.
And fresh as well, which
and
is
fresh.
the best bit.
Do you know what I think they remind me of? You know, the posh cookies that you get and you get about 8 in.
Hi.
I mean, what you could do, you know, if you want to have a really naughty treat, you could even dip half of it in chocolate or something like that.
I was going to say Nutella.
Healthy.
I know
But
we're
we need to
doing
be
healthy today.
You can have one of them a month.
Oopsie, a little bit fell on the bench.
Oh, what a shame. I wonder where that's going to... Yeah, there we go. Off it goes.
Oh, we've got a problem with the chat.
Uh-huh.
Andy's accidentally got some rice stuck in his headphone jack.
Oh well. That's a shame.
His music's all sounds very grainy now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice one.
No, Andy, this needs to stop. Right, before I dish, I need to let this cool down a little bit because the plastic containers might not be able to cope. But if you've got any more questions, obviously I know you're working on doing that survey for me. If you've got any questions, now's a really good time because I am going to be going offline in about 5 minutes.
Yes.
So, any more questions in the chat, Dan?
Cookies. Ooh, yummy.
No, it's it. I thought you meant like Cookie Monster style.
You need to do the rest of that joke, Dan, as well. Like the cookie or whatever it was. Cookie.
Oh, nobody answered that one. It's probably hard to type.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You've either got cookie as in cook, or you've got cookie as in cook, which is incorrect, just for the record.
Have you all enjoyed that today? Is it something that you think you could recreate at home? That would be quite useful to know. There was probably more ingredients on the cookies than there was on the curry.
Sam says these sessions are amazing, Mel.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Can you tell I live in the kitchen, Sam?
Matthew says cookie, but I'm not sure.
I think again that's the Cookie Monster variation of that one.
Yeah.
Cookie.
The kitchen's my second home, Sam, honestly.
Is
I don't mind though, I enjoy it.
Is the iPad plugged into anything?
Yes.
Got the coriander.
Yes. Just touching the
Oh
coriander.
my god.
Don't worry about that. It's fine. I say the coriander's took a bashing
Oh,
today.
it has to be plugged in.
Yeah, it's on a cable. That's what I mean. That's
This
why
is like,
we've had a little bit more trouble today, guys. Just to let you
The
know.
coriander normally stands
Well,
upright like
it's
this.
just having a nap. It's okay. It's just asleep. It's like when you goldfish
These
float
little-
upside down. It's
These
fine.
little tubs are
It's
quite
just having
good
it.
though, because
It's fine.
like it's living, isn't it? Well,
Oh, it's
it
living,
was-
like
it was
it's,
living,
it's
look at
living
it.
alive. Like
Oh my god.
that's how all the plants
I
are
might have
supposed
to
to look.
replant that.
I'm sure that'll bring it back to life.
Andy wants Haytham to focus on the cooks. I presume he means cookies.
I assume you mean if you mean cookies, then yes, I can do that. I can probably even set up a cookie cam.
Oh,
and
actually,
set
I
them.
might put some. No.
I tell you what, I'm just gonna, without touching them.
Charlotte's going to ask for the cookie recipe, so we're putting that in the description.
Yeah, we'll stick it in. Yeah.
They'll both be in the description.
I need to send the other one over though, because the ones I'm being using isn't the
That's a
one.
shot of my tea. Nobody wants to see that.
They might be on the drive.
So if anybody watching this at a later date, the survey should be in there and the recipes. And if you're watching it at some point today, you can even do the Diego quiz. But the answers to that will be coming out on this afternoon live stream for Staying Connected between 4 and 5, where we've got a special guest as well.
Woo!
There's some upside down cookies for you.
Is it Webb?
No, not today.
No, the special guest today is Anthony McDermott from St Benedict's Hospice.
Yeah.
One of our partners.
Who has kindly agreed to come on the show
Well done, Anthony.
at 4 o'clock.
Right, I'm going to set these boxes up to dish out.
How hot are these cookies?
How hot are they?
How burnt is my mouth going to get if I try and eat one?
Only eat one, that'll be fine. Oh, that'll be right, go for the big one. Now you've touched it now.
I didn't touch it, my hand
He's
didn't touch
touching
it.
all of them.
I'll just touch them all and then I have to eat them all, it's fine.
No,
But very nice.
I know they are. I sampled one yesterday. Didn't you have one this morning, Ethan.
You just keep your mouth shut, okay? No need for that.
I said, oh, Ethan, I've got some left over. Would you like one? He just looked at
It was
it.
already gone.
He didn't even answer.
I thought we called a silly question in my house.
Yeah, true. Right. It's got a little tubbywares. I'm just hoping I don't mess up anyway.
Just so you know, if the camera work goes skew if it's because I'm eating a cookie. So.
You've got more important things going
Yeah.
on, haven't you? We'll see how I go with the rice to start with, and I'll add some more in, can't I? Well, I hope you enjoy this. It might need whapping in the microwave when you get but again, what we said before about the rice, just make sure it's red hot. That'd be worth putting it on a plate rather than cook it into the heat it up in this as well. Oh, that's quite a good portion. I was getting hot now. So that's about that.
You'll be fueled for a while.
You'll be getting some quick deliveries from me because I need to get rid of the smell out of the car.
Yeah, Dan will be round in like probably 10 minutes from now.
Be a very quick round.
Don't worry, Ethan, I'm not going to get rid of all of it. You will have some rice and that left after.
That's what I like to hear.
I think Andy's wanting a supermarket delivery if we pass in a supermarket on the way to his.
Does he? What, of cookies? Right, where's it on that one? On that one. Yeah, I'm getting a bit jealous with these portions, aren't I?
Definitely.
Right. Get your curry dish up now. Oh, come on, rice.
Andy wants some groceries.
Oh, they're off the menu.
Right.
Just while Mel's boxing up, and just a big thanks for Sunderland Council for funding these sessions, in particular the cookery sessions, making it possible for us to put on these streams and also get the meals delivered out to you guys.
I've got hours in the fridge. I made a batch yesterday, didn't I?
The backup batch.
A backup batch.
Just in case it all went wrong today.
No, it wasn't that. It was just more.
You know, more than
I knew how much this was gonna make.
Yeah.
I had to try it first.
Yeah, you want to get all your mistakes out off camera.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got another request here.
Andy.
Sam,
Oh, okay.
any chance we could do a quarantine hairdressing session?
Well, I tell you what. I mean,
I'm pretty good at doing hair.
my dad did a mean fade on the back on the back and side.
Yeah, your
so
dad.
If he's up for it, like, but based on how he's recorded video for Diego yesterday, I don't know if he's got the cutting edge
Yeah.
enthusiasm that he needs.
Alright then, we are done. I just need to
Yes,
put these
I'm
lids on. Oh, actually, what did I forget?
Oh, your decoration then?
Yes, where's my little scissors gone?
Don't know. Ask let's know. She's the queen of that.
Queen of scissoring.
Cutting and scissoring and all the rest of it.
Right. Chop these off.
Sam says she currently looks like a wild woman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you lost for words, Ethan?
Don't know how to respond to that.
Alright. So just to finish off the dish, this is where I look like I'm know what I'm doing again.
Just a little, you do a little sprinkle.
Yeah, a little bit coriander leaves on the top. I mean, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, missed the ball. There you go. Over and out. Look at that. And you might want to get a photograph. Well, I hope you all really enjoy it. I think I've gone up.
No, you did. Oh, hang on.
It's just still.
That one might have crashed. Hang on. You're there.
It's
It's alright, you're there. You'll be on the big
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna love yous and leave yous now. Hope we've
Yeah.
had a really good session.
You're the one frozen, so it's fine.
Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see yous on Wednesday for round 3. It's gonna
Yeah.
be vegetable rice and it's gonna be brownies.
Oh, there goes down.
So enjoy today. Let me know how you get on. I hope you like it. And yeah, give us a shout if you have a go of it. But we'll get the recipes online. Thank you.
Cool.
See you later.
Bye then. Need to end the stream as well, like that would be pretty good. We haven't left yet, but still, yeah. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye, bye. Bless. God bless.
Oh, God
Godspeed.
bless.
Good luck.